Hey guys, okay, so this is going to be like a fettuccine Alfredo with 3 meats. You're going to need some onion, garlic, fresh parsley, onion powder, garlic powder, thyme, butter, jack cheese, broccoli, lemon, heavy cream, and fettuccine noodles. Your 3 meats are chicken, breast, Italian sausage, you can do hot or sweet, and shrimp. So to begin, you're going to take a frying pan and add a little bit of oil. And we're going to add the onions. Now, this recipe that you're looking at was doubled. The recipe below in the description is for, just the normal. So what you're looking at is a doubled recipe, so you really don't need as much as what I already have up in here, but this is just the gist of it. Go ahead and add a little bit of butter. And because it's fettuccine Alfredo, it's very rich. There's butter, there's heavy cream, so this is a dish that you just don't hold back on. My mom calls it the heart attack fettuccine. So now I'm adding in my garlic, which I think I used about 4 cloves, and again, I doubled it. And now we're going to go ahead and add the Italian sausage, and you're just going to crumble it up and cook it until it's nice and brown. And now we're going to go ahead and add the chicken. And while the chicken is cooking in, this is where you're going to make a roux, just because we need the sauce to thicken. So in a saucepan, you're going to add butter, more butter, and flour to make a roux. And we actually add the thyme into this roux. You could either way, but it was just easy enough to just add the thyme in here so that the flavor's in it. My little mom is helping me out. Well, this is her recipe. To be honest, this is my first time making it. We went off of a recipe that she had when she was in her job back in the 90s. They had a cookbook, and she said she made it once before back then and it was delicious, so I believed her and she wanted to have it, so we made it. At this point I'm adding in the broccoli so that it gets nice and tender. And over there my mom is stirring the roux until it gets a little bit thick. And now I'm going to add in the shrimp. These are already pre-cooked. You could buy the non-cooked and let it cook in there, but who's got time for that? And then I went ahead and squeezed just a half a lemon. You will be squeezing the other half a little bit later. And then just mix it up. And I was telling her it kind of looked gross. Like, it just didn't look appealing to me, but I do have to admit, at the end, it was freaking delicious. It was probably one of the best fettuccines that I've had. So I guess don't knock until you try it. So now we're going to pour in the roux, which was again just butter, thyme, and flour. Just let it soak, and now I'm also adding in some Vermouth wine, or Vermouth Wine, I believe it's called. I forgot to add that into the intro, but you really only need like a cup, I think. Maybe not even that. Again, the recipe's below. It just gives it that rich flavor. It's really good. And then the other half a lime, or a lemon. But you could use cooking wine. What the recipe said is what it said. So I wanted to make it 100% authentic, so I bought vermouth. And then I'm just sprinkling some garlic powder to your liking. I like a lot. And garlic or onion powder as well. I mean, you gotta flavor your food, so And at this point, I'm telling her this looks gross. It didn't look good. But it'll get there. So now we're adding in some milk. And now in the heavy cream. And of course, this is where it gets delicious. And again, we doubled it, so I did use 2 cartons, 2 little quarts. I think they were small. But like I said, it looks gross. And then you're gonna add in the cheese, and the it starts to get creamy. And like I said, we doubled it, so it was like spooling over this pan. I was like, what the heck? Me and my mom were cracking up. I was like, you really needed to double this, did you? She said she wanted to freeze some for later, so it did. It came out delicious. So of course you want to boil your fettuccine. I mean, that's obvious that you're doing that on the side, but once this all comes together, you just pour in a few ladles full, mix it around. Obviously we couldn't add the noodles to the pan because it was already overflowing, so we just added it to the pot that the noodles were cooking in and mixed it all together. And like I said, it was rich, it was delicious. I mean, that's one meal that you might have to have like once a year. But for sure gonna try this again. So poured it in a big platter. Again, we've got 3 meats in there. We got some broccoli, and then you just sprinkle it with your fresh parsley, and voila, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed. Give this a thumbs up, like, and subscribe, and I will talk to you later. Bye.